boys and girls, welcome to our writing portion for today, and we are going to be reviewing our Froggy Goes to Camp story and putting the events in order as they happened, and we call that sequencing. So we're going to color in our Froggy here and write our name down at the bottom. Ms. Griggs, I finally learned my name thanks to you guys. And we are going to look at all the pieces of the story that we have. And I'm going to read through them and we're going to decide together what we think happened first in the story. So we had the read aloud yesterday of Froggy Goes to Camp. So hopefully you listened to that yesterday. And if you didn't, that's okay. Go ahead and listen to it today. And if you listened to it yesterday, there's no harm in reviewing it again because it's a really good story. And then sometimes we forget some of the things that happen, so you can go over them again. Okay, so we're going to think about the first thing that we can remember happening in our story. So let me take a look at what we have here. So let's see. I'm going to read through some of these and we're going to number them and then we're going to cut them and put them here where we think that they go. All right, so the first one says, they got in the car and Froggy's dad drove Froggy to camp. Okay, well, I remember that happening towards the beginning of the story, but was that the very first thing that happened? Because I don't think it was. I don't think the story just opened up and all of a sudden they just hopped into the car. I don't think that's what happened. All right, the second one says, it was Saturday and Froggy went back home. What? That was like what happened near the end of the story, right? After all the crazy stuff happened, Saturday, they brought Froggy back home. Okay, so that was at the end. Let's see. This one here says, Froggy had fun at camp all week. He swam and hiked and did lots of fun things with his camp friends. Did our story open up and start talking about all the things that he did at camp? Right there? No, that sounds sort of middle-ish to me. Let's see the next one. Froggy woke up and it was time to pack for summer camp. That's a contender. That could be something that happened. And you know what the clue was? It said, Froggy woke up. What's the first thing that you do every morning? You got to wake up, right? You can't start your day without waking up. So I'm going to keep that one in my brain. I'm going to read the last one just so I'm sure. The last one says, Froggy forgot his sleeping bag and his bathing suit and they had to go back home. Okay, so we know that that didn't happen right away either, because if he had never left his house, how could he have forgotten something already? So I'm going to go ahead and put a number 1 by this one because I think that is the first thing that happened. Froggy woke up and it was time to pack for summer camp. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put a number 1 here. So I remember that. Okay, after that, after they woke up and it was time to pack, then I would say a good next one would be they got in the car and Froggy's dad drove Froggy to camp, because after he woke up, got ready, packed, then they would have to hop in the car to get where they're going. So I'm going to go ahead and put a number 2 there. All right, so we have our first thing, our second thing. Let's see. Well, before they even got to camp, there was some problems, wasn't there? That crazy Froggy, he's so silly in all his stories. I think that it was that he forgot his sleeping bag and his bathing suit and they had to go back home. They're driving and that's when Froggy was like, oh no, and told the dad, and the dad was like, what? And they had to go all the way back. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 3 here. So we have 1, 2, 3. All right, we got 2 left to figure out where they go. It was Saturday and Froggy went back home. Okay, we said that happened sort of at the end. But this one, Froggy had fun at camp all week. He swam and hiked and did lots of fun things with his camp friends. I think that's what happened. After they went back, got his stuff that he needed, his bathing suit and everything, and then went back, then that's when he had all the fun. So I'll go ahead and put number 4. And then our last one, it was Saturday and Froggy went back home. Okay, so I'm going to cut these out and put them in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll read the whole thing through and we'll see if it sounds like a story. Okay, let me see. All right, get my cutting done here. I'm cutting on the lines, the dotted lines, and making long rectangles where I'm supposed to. Okay, So let me grab my handy dandy glue, and I am going to put a quick line of glue here, and then I will put this in the first box. Froggy woke up and it was time to pack for summer camp. Okay, number 2. Same thing. Right underneath. They got in the car and Froggy's dad drove Froggy to camp. And number 3. See how easy this is when you already number it. Then you can just do it in order and read it at the end, see if it makes sense, see if you need to rearrange anything. Okay. And my last one, number 5, here we go. Okay, are you ready to hear our little retelling of the story? So of course this is not as long as the whole story because this is just what we call a summary. It's telling the story kind of in our own words, okay? And we shorten it up. We don't tell every single detail of the story. We get that when we actually read the book or we listen to a read aloud. All right, so here we go. Froggy woke up and it was time to pack for summer camp. They got in the car and Froggy's dad drove Froggy to camp. Froggy forgot his sleeping bag and his bathing suit. They had to go back home. Froggy had fun at camp all week. He swam and hiked and did a lot of fun things with his camp friends. It was Saturday and Froggy went back home. Well, I don't know about you, but that sounds like the story that I read of Froggy Goes to Camp. So I hope you agree. And what else you could do with this is you can go through and highlight all your sight words that you see. Or since we are talking about the long E sound like we hear in eat or eel or eagle, you could go through with a grown-up and have them read with you and you listen for those long E words and you could circle those or highlight those. Lots of things that you could do with this. And like I always say, you don't have to print this out, okay? If you're just looking at it on Google Classroom, you can point with an adult and say, I think this is the thing that happened first. I think this happened next. If you're really ambitious, you could write it out yourself or you could have somebody write it for you and then you could read through it and put them in order. Okay, but the important thing is to be able to retell the story in your own words. Put it in order, okay, and put it so that the story makes sense the way that you remember it. All right, I'm going to hop on out of here.